let's have a look at what we're going to do today. Basically, speaking and writing. So we have, sorry, I've just got a message from Samsung. This is my first class. Okay, so your name, I assume, is not Samsung, but something else. You need to change that, whoever you are, on Zoom. And you also, if you want to talk, oh, you're Rathna. Okay, hi, Rathna. Please change that on Zoom after the class, maybe. Otherwise, I'm going to be calling you Samsung, which is not ideal. Okay, so I'm just going to explain to everyone what we're doing today. We're looking, first of all, at the speaking test. We're looking at questions. There are two types of questions for getting information. One is a yes-no type question, and the other one is an information question. So they're two different types. And in the speaking test, you will have to do 2 role plays. And as I'm sure you probably know, and in those role plays, it's very important, and also in your daily professional life where you're talking to patients, it's very important to ask questions, but also to ask questions in the right way. Okay, you will be asking a combination of information questions and yes/no questions. Okay, so we're going to have a look at exactly what those are in a minute. But let's first of all go to this screen. And we have a conversation between a doctor and a patient. And you'll notice that some of the words are missing. Okay, so I want you to write down the words that are missing in the chat box. Let me just actually do this. Okay, so you've got the numbers here. So what I'd like you to do is, write the words in the chat box for each of the numbers. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do that. Oh, by the way, everybody, when you write a message, I want you to write it to, it's where it says to, there's a blue box next to it. And it says all panelists, maybe, or sometimes it says all panelists and attendees. There's a drop-down menu, there's an arrow that you can press. If it only says all panelists, that means you are only sending it to me. So I want you to send it so that everyone can see. So I want you to send it to all panelists and attendees. So look at the chat box where it says to, and look at the arrow. Okay, so Pakshan, you're writing to all panelists. Abdul Salam, only me, all panelists. You have to write to all panelists and attendees. So press that drop-down menu. Okay, Sarah's got it right. Rathna's got it right. Saima, you're only writing to me. Okay, I want you to change that, all panelists and attendees. Shaheen, also, you're only writing to me. Okay, so it must be all panelists and attendees. Ah, great. Okay, so everyone's got that going perfectly, I think. Okay, keep going. Okay, everyone's got the hang of this and everyone's got it right. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward, this one. Okay, so the first one So Pakshan said what. I think a lot of people said what, and that is in fact correct. What happened to your right arm? It was bitten by a dog. Now, what's the next one? Okay. Some people have got it right. Some people have got it wrong. The next one. Wait a minute. I'm just going to... Who got it right? Shaheen, are you there? Hello, Shaheen.
I'm not able to. Hi, I'm not able to switch on my camera today. I don't know where's the option coming.
No, you're not able to, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's a new format. So
okay,
we can just talk and yeah, generally, but you can ask questions as before. Yes, it's just that unfortunately I can't see your face, unfortunately.
Okay, no worries, no worries, no worries.
Okay. So Shaheen, can you tell me what's this one? Number 2?
Okay. When you had a tetanus jab before? When you had a tetanus jab before?
Oh no, you didn't say that before. You didn't say that before. Number 2. Come on, what's number 2?
Okay.
You wrote it.
Oh, okay.
When is number 3?
Yeah. Okay. Did you have? Okay.
No. Okay, we'll get someone else. You got it right before.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. When you had a tetanus jab before? Okay.
No, it's actually have you had a tetanus jab before?
Okay. Have you?
You got it right the first time, but not the second time.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 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 Have you had a tetanus jab?
Have you had a tetanus jab? Because it's had. With did,
had, yes.
It would be have, right?
Have. Yes. Yes.
And also, so do you know what tense this is? Have you had? Do you know what tense that is?
Past. Past.
No, it's not past. Present perfect. Because we're asking a question about this person's experience, something that's happened before now. So user, can't remember who user is, but user, is it Sukaina or Rathna? Can't remember. Has said present perfect. That is correct.
Okay.
Oh, it's Sukaina. Okay. So yes, have you had a tetanus jab before? It's present perfect because we're asking a question about something that happened sometime before now, and I'm interested in the result, really, or whether they are immunized against tetanus. Yes, immunized for tetanus. Okay, so yeah, present perfect. Have plus the past participle.
Okay.
Yeah. So thanks for that, Shaheen.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry, I'm just... Okay, let's ask someone else. Have you had a tetanus jab before? I think so, yes. Pakshan has got there very quickly and says, when was the last time you had a tetanus jab? I think about 4 years ago. What about this one? Doctor, something you do to treat the wound. Oh, sorry, you do anything to treat the wound. Anyone? I know you all. Yeah, Pakshan again. Did you do anything? Okay, good. And what tense is this? Anyone know? Did you do? Is it the present perfect or past simple? Past simple, well done. Yes. And what about this one? Number 5. Good, Pakshan, you're very super speedy, and Abdul Salam, well done. So how did you treat the wound? Okay, so we have some different types of questions. In fact, we have some questions here. Which questions are information questions and which are yes, no questions? So which are, well, we've got the numbers here. Which ones are information questions? Let's go to Pakshan. Can you tell us? I've allowed you to talk. Don't write the answer, just talk to me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, what was the question? I was.
Yeah, it's okay. Which questions are information questions?
Yeah. For example, here is what happened to your right arm. It's very important and give us information. Yeah, that is so the patient had chance to to tell us story of happening.
Yes. This is like an open question, isn't it? Yes. What's another information question?
The other question is, have you had this? That is not information. That is just can tell yes or say yes or no.
That's perfect. Okay, great. Thank you. I'm going to go to someone else to ask the next one, but that was great. Okay. Abdul Salam, are you there? Oh, sorry, I pressed on Diana instead of Abdul Salam. Diana, are you there? You need to unmute if you want to speak.
Yes, hi, Fiona.
Hi, Diana, hi. So what kind of question is this one? Do you know? When was the last time you had a tetanus jab? Any idea?
What kind of question?
Oh, you've got a really bad connection. I can't really hear you. Sorry, Diana.
Just listen to the class, yes.
Okay, Diana, I can't hear you properly, so I'm sorry. Your internet connection is not great, so I can't hear what you're saying, so I can't ask you that question. So how about Mohammed, are you there? Can you unmute?
Yes.
Yes, hi. What kind of question is this?
This is information question asking about time.
Exactly. So it's not going to have a yes/no answer. It's probably going to have a short answer, isn't it? But it's not a yes/no question. And what about this one? Did you do anything to treat the wound? What's that?
This is a yes/no question.
Very good. And what about how did you treat the wound?
Also, this is information question.
Information. So everyone, you'll notice that the information questions have these how, when, what, yes? And yes/no questions do not have these question words, okay? But we ask both types of questions because, you know, even sometimes you'll have to ask a yes/no question. Have you had a tetanus jab before? Some people who do OET think you have to ask all information questions. Not true. If you sometimes need to ask a yes/no question, right? I think so, yes. And then you could ask a follow-up question, or the patient might elaborate, might give you more information about that. So both types of question are perfectly acceptable. Right. Okay. So does anyone have any questions on this? You can just send a message in the chat box, tell me. All good. Okay, silence. I assume your silence means that you don't have any questions. Right. Okay. What is an auxiliary verb? What's an auxiliary verb? Can anyone tell me? Okay, I wanted someone to answer that question in the chat box. Otherwise, I'm talking to myself, and I hate talking to myself. What is an auxiliary verb? Somebody out there knows the answer to that question, but nobody is telling us. Thank you, Nonya. It's a helping verb. Yes, exactly. So it helps. Yeah, it's a helping verb which helps when you make a question. It's used along with another verb. Yes. So, for example, here we have two verbs. We have, so the verb, that the main verb is to have, right? To have a tetanus jab, right? And the auxiliary verb is also have. So have you had? So have here is helping this main verb. And we use an auxiliary verb because we're using the present perfect tense. And the present perfect tense always has the auxiliary verb plus the main verb. So I'll give you another example because that's the same verb, isn't it? So have you eaten breakfast yet? Right? So the main verb is to eat, yes, and have is the auxiliary verb because it's helping the main verb, right? What about in this question here? What's the auxiliary verb? How did you treat the wound? Can someone answer that? What's the auxiliary verb? Thank you, Abdul Salam. Did. No, Simon, it's not how. How is the question word, right? The auxiliary verb is the helping verb, this verb here. And we use that to ask a past simple question. What's the main verb in this sentence? What's the main verb? So the auxiliary verb is did. Thank you, Shaheen. Treat. The main verb is treat. Okay, excellent. Okay, so when we ask questions, we often, not with all questions, but we often need an auxiliary verb. Sorry, we won't do that yet. Okay, so in this exercise, all the auxiliary verbs are missing. Okay, now what I would like you to do is write the missing auxiliary verbs next to the number, but, please don't do this. Okay, I want you to do this. I'll show you. Oh, no, sorry, don't do that. Okay, I'll show you. No, why is that happening? Okay, it doesn't seem to work. What I'm trying to do, maybe it'll work for you, is I want you to answer all the questions and then press enter, right? So, yes, thank you, Mohammed. 1, 2, 3, like that, exactly. So finish, or you could do it on the same line. I tried to press shift and enter, didn't seem to want to do it. It kept just writing it. And yeah, I don't know why. So you could do 1 and then the answer, 2 and then the answer on the same line, like Mohammed did, like this, okay? And that way, we don't have lots and lots and lots and lots of messages coming through and it's all really confusing, okay? So finish up to number 15 first and only write the auxiliary verb in each case, okay? Perfect. So I'm going to let you have a few minutes to do that and I'll look forward to getting all your answers together, okay? So when you've finished, you press enter and it will send. Okay, so Pakshan and Shaheen have been very quick and they've done all of them. I think we're going to go through the answers together now. Okay, and you've done very well, both of you. Most of them are right. But I'll give everyone else a chance as well. So I'm just going to ask you, and anyone can write the answer. What's the first one? Just write the answer now. Oh, you. So Sarah says is. It's not is actually, no. Does. Okay, does your child have any allergies? Good. And what tense is that? What tense is that? Do you know your tenses? Or maybe you just use the language without, it's the present simple. It's not an information question, it's a yes-no question, isn't it? Because the answer is yes or no. So present simple, we use does as the auxiliary verb, yes? And here the main verb is have. So it's do or does. Plus main verb. Infinitive, actually. No, it's not. Sorry, it's not the infinitive. Of course it's not. Yes, it is. Oh, God. It's the end of the week. I'm going a bit crazy. Sorry about that. Does your child have any allergies? Yes. So here we have does. The ES shows that it's the third person and not, yeah, so you would say do you, do I, do they, but does he or she? Yeah, good. Okay, what's the next one? Number 2, anyone? Great. Are you feeling stressed? Okay, who can tell me the tense? What's the tense here? Present continuous, Pakshan, well done. Yes, exactly. So present continuous is with am, is are, plus the verb, plus ing. Yeah? Good. Next one. How long have you? Anyone? Have you have? Oh, sorry. Yes, it is. Sorry. Have you had this rash? Yes. Have you had this rash? What tense is this? What tense is this? Present perfect. Well done. Why is it present perfect? Anyone know why? Anyone know why? So yes, it is present perfect is have or has plus the past participle. So had is like the third form. Exactly, that's how you form it. But why do we use the present perfect here? Do you know? Anyone know? Before, yes. Abdul Salam says because it says before. It's yes. Sukaina says rash still present. The rash is still present. Yes, good. So it's relevant to the present situation. How long have you had the rash? The person still has the rash now. Present perfect is like a present tense, okay? It somehow joins the past to the present situation. It's more of a present tense, really, than a past tense. And Saima says it started in the past, it's still going on. Yes, good. Next one. What's that? Number 4. Anyone? What's the auxiliary verb here? Yes, does. Yeah, well done. Everyone knows that. What's the tense? What's the tense? And how do we make it? Do or does plus the infinitive. We did that one already before. Okay. What about this one? Is. What's the tense? I think you probably know this. Present continuous. Yes. Oh, you're all on the ball today. Okay, present continuous is am is are plus the verb plus ing. When do we use present continuous? To talk about the past or future? Talk about now, the situation right now, yeah? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, excellent. When do we use the present simple? Does it talk about now? Yeah, Nonya says ongoing is the present continuous. What about the present simple? This is present simple. Why do we say does your chest hurt every time you exercise and not is your chest hurting? The present simple is for a fact, says Applesan. Very good. Yes, it's for a fact or something like a routine. Yeah, exactly. Wow, you guys know your tenses. What about this one? Anyone? Did Mohammed? Yes. Okay. When did you start to feel the pain? Tense. Anyone? Past simple. Mohammed's on the ball today. Okay, so to make the question, you have did plus infinitive, right? What's happened here? Yeah. Okay. What about this one? No, you can't say has anyone have. Does anyone have? I mean, you could say has anyone had, yeah, as present perfect, but here, does anyone have? I was asking you a question about a fact, right? Present simple. Okay, this one, what's this one? Number 8. Yay, have. Well done. Present perfect. Why is it present perfect? Because it's before. It's sometime before now, right? So we often use the present perfect to talk about your past experience. We're not interested in when it happened because then we would use the past simple. But it means sometime before now. Have you had an allergic reaction before? So yeah, and it's have or has plus the past participle. Good. Okay, now what about this one? Did, and that's past simple, right? Excellent. How many packs of cigarettes? What about this one? Pakshan, do you smoke per day? Not are you smoke, do you smoke? Present simple has do or does because it's per day. It's asking a question about habit or routine. What about this one? Where does it hurt? Nice. Present simple. What about this one? Not have, has, because your son is he, right? Third person. Has your son had an attack before? And again, is before, sometime before now, present perfect. And she looks very ill. How many tablets has she taken? Why do we use the present perfect here? How many tablets has she taken? Why don't we say, how many tablets did she take? Why is it present perfect? Anyone? The action is ended. That's not quite why. It's not the passive either. Because there's a result in the present, right? She looks very ill now. Okay, so she took the tablets before, but we're more interested in, we're not interested in the action of her taking the tablets, or not taking the tablets. We're interested in the present. It's relevant to now. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, everyone's on this one. Are you taking any medication? That's the present continuous because it's at the moment. And what about this one? How much do you drink in a typical week? Because yes, it's talking about a routine. Excellent. Well done, everybody. Does anyone have any questions about this? Please, please, please ask me. If you just say, I don't understand number 7, or why is number 9 past simple? Don't be shy. You have to ask questions. No questions? Somebody's raised their hand. Mohammed has raised his hand. Hang on, Mohammed. I will let you ask a question. Hi, Mohammed.
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Regarding question number 9,
Yeah.
did you take the medication as directed? Can you ask using the present simple, do you take the medication as directed?
I would say, so did you take is past simple, and that's not referring to now. If you're talking about, yeah, you could. If you're talking about every day or regularly, then you could. Do you take the medication?
I'm reviewing a patient and I'm asking him in the visit, in his second visit, about the medication that I have prescribed before. Do you take the medication as directed? And
Yes. The reason I hesitated was because to me, it would be better to say, are you taking the medication as directed? Because it's present continuous for something that's happening kind of around now. For something that's probably a bit more temporary. Do you take, how often do you take your medication? That's more of an ongoing thing. But here I'm just, really talking about what's happening around now. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I would probably be more likely to say that, but yeah. Good. Do you have any other questions, Mohammed?
No, thank you.
No. Okay, good. Well, thanks for asking your question. What about anyone else? Don't be shy. Shaheen says she had the same question. How about do for 9? Same question. Yes. So have I answered your question then, Shaheen? Hopefully, maybe. Anyone else got a question? Yes, I have answered your question. Well, that's great. Most people have trouble with the present perfect. We use it quite a lot in letters and anyway, hopefully we've cleared any questions you have. Nobody's saying anything. Please don't be shy in this kind of class. It's great that Mohammed asked this question, but I don't want you to just sit there and think, I didn't understand this. Yes, Mohammed.
Maybe about question 1.
Okay, question 1.
Yes. What if I asked, has your child have?
Do you mean before now, sometime before now?
Yes. Does it make sense?
Yes, you could. Okay, so you could say, but then I'm really thinking more about that previously. here I'm thinking about something that's happening now. Does your child have any allergies? You see what I mean?
In the recent time, yeah.
Yes, and right now. But here, has your child had any allergies? So perhaps the child doesn't have an allergy now, but has she had any in the past? Yes, here I'm talking about experience. Has she had any in the past? She doesn't have one now, but has she had any previously? So that's now talking about her past experience.
Thank you.
Okay.
Clear.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good.
clear.
Okay. Oh, and Samson is raising their hand. So let me just, and Sam's, I'm just sorry. I'm just trying to enable you to talk. Got to press the right buttons. Yes, hello. Sukaina.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Fiona.
Hi.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, thank you. You know this, sorry, it's about the, I think it's about the medical, I would say the medical terminology maybe. Yeah, you know, about this, has your child had any allergies? Normally we, I think we ask this question most of the time for the patient because to know about the past allergies. And this one, I think it's not about this, yeah, about the tense. I just want to mention that I think this, has your child had any allergies? I think that's the question we ask most of the time. So when we're taking the history from the patient, because the first one, does your child have any allergies? I think it's, I don't think we use that because, you know, yeah, so I just want to mention that.
Yeah, I think you're right to an extent, absolutely, because if you're taking a medical history, you're going to be asking using the present perfect because it's history, okay?
Yeah,
and you're asking about their historical experience. So yes, has your child?
Yeah, and also when it comes to the allergies, it's not most of the time it's something happening at that present time, you know. That's what I just want to say. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, okay. Yeah, sure. And generally when you're asking about the history, you would use the, has your child had this XYZ disease before? Has your child had, you know, their tonsils out? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Okay. Right. More questions, anyone? So it's good to have questions. Thanks to Mohammed for asking questions. Makes me feel more like a teacher and not just a lecturer, because that's not what I want to be. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's have a quick look at this. To make your questions, oh, okay, wait, I'm not going to give you the answer. So we sometimes use these kinds of phrases at the beginnings of questions. Can I ask you? Can you tell me? Could you start by telling me? Would you like to tell me? Why do we sometimes use those phrases at the front of questions? Why? Instead of saying, do you smoke? I might say, can I ask you if you smoke? What, you know, how old are you? Can I ask you how old you are? Okay, good. Personal question, someone's saying. Politely softening. I think that's Rathner from memory. It was user on the chat box, but I think it's Rathner. Politely softening is exactly what I was going to say. So you're softening the question. You're making it, yeah, and Shaheen says it's a personal question. So if they're very personal, sometimes a bit sensitive questions, you need to ask, you know, you need to use an indirect question, we call these, okay? So not a direct question, rather than saying, do you drink? You know, can I ask you if you drink? Yes. Nonya says being courteous. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So let's think of an example. Can anyone give me an example of a question using one of these? Yeah, maybe a personal type question using one of these phrases. So Mohammed has raised his hand. Just a second. Okay, Mohammed, yep.
For example, can you tell me if you are taking any recreational drugs?
Yes, can you tell me if you're taking any recreational drugs? Very good, yes. So, excellent. And he put, can you tell me if you are taking any recreational drugs? Yeah. Okay. So Mohammed, you put you used if here because we don't have a question word. It's just are you taking? So if you don't have a question word, you put if in the indirect question, and also you change the word order. Instead of saying are you taking, you change the word order to say you are taking. Right. So it's normal sentence word order. Okay, well done. Yeah. Good, Mohammed. Let's have someone else. Can you raise your hand? Anyone else? Abdul Salam. There you are. Yes. Oops. Yeah. Oh, he's disappeared. Hello? Abdul Salam? I can't hear you. Maybe you need to unmute.
Now?
Hi.
It's okay now?
Yes,
Hi.
it's okay now. Yes, hi.
Okay. I can say, would you like to tell me about your previous psychological problem, please?
Yes. Would you like to tell me about your previous psychological problems? Good, well done. Yeah. Excellent, thanks Abdul Salam. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Raise your hand. Samsung, that's Sukaina. Hello? Sukaina?
Hello.
Hello? Hi.
Hi. Hi, Kiana.
Hi, yes.
The next one, about the one, would you mind telling me about your marital status?
Yeah, about your medical status.
Sorry, not the medical status, marital status. Marital status.
But what I don't know if someone said that to me, if I was visiting the doctor, I wouldn't really understand what they meant.
Okay. You know whether they are married or not.
Marital status. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry for the wrong pronunciation.
No, that's fine. I thought you said marital.
Sorry, marital status. Marital status. Marital status.
Yes, yeah. Yes, exactly. Yes, good. And you don't need to say about. You only say about if you want the person to tell you a story. You know, like here.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Tell me about your. Would you mind telling me about your? Sorry, would you like to tell me about your previous psychological problems? And then they're going to tell you a little story. Here, you can't tell someone about your marital status. It's just one word. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Good, and well done. And then I think we had Nonya raised her hand. So I'm going to put you on, Nonya. Oops. Weird. Why is that happening? Okay, Abdul Salam, you seem to be there.
Yes. The last question I can ask the patient, are you able to show me the scar of last, please?
Say that again. Are you able to show me what?
The scar of last operation.
Yes.
The site of operation.
The scar from your last operation. Okay, good. Yes. Well done. Thank you. And now we have Nonya, I think. Nonya?
Yeah. Hi. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes.
Can I ask you about your sexual history, if you don't mind?
Yes, very good. Yeah, because that's, yeah, exactly. That's quite sensitive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Good. Well done. Well done. Nonya, have we met? Nonya, I think. Yes.
Yes, we have. Definitely.
You've been in the classes for a while, I think, yeah?
Yes, I had my exam I think in March 16th, but I didn't get my reading.
Oh, that's
yeah.
good. Were you close? Were you almost there? Oh.
Well, I didn't even finish. I got 300.
Okay, well, that's not too far away, is it? You just have to do some more practice, I guess. So the others you got B, did you, for the other parts?
Yes, I got listening 400, speaking 450,
wow.
writing 370. It was just reading.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Those are really good results. So yeah, you're coming to the reading and listening class tomorrow, I assume?
Yes, definitely. I'll be there.
Excellent. Excellent. Good. And you've got to read lots and lots and lots in the meantime, yeah?
Yeah. Thanks, Fiona.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Good. Good. Now, let's see. Does anyone else want to ask a question or say something? Sorry, one second. Mohammed, where is he? There he is. Okay, Mohammed?
Could you start by telling me a little bit about your social life?
Yes, could you start by telling me a little bit about your social life? Exactly. Well done. Okay, I'm not going to write that down, but that was very good. Thank you, Mohammed. Okay, 1 second. Right. Now, just very quickly, what about this? How much do you weigh? So could you tell me how do you finish this? Who raised their hand? I can't see actually. Shaheen, I think. Yes, Shaheen.
Yes. Could you tell me what is your weight?
Yeah, but look what I've got for you here. That's why I put this here. Could you tell me how?
Okay. Could you tell me how much is your weight now?
Nope. Everyone gets this wrong. That's why how much? What are the next 2 words? There are 2 more words. How much? Mohammed, maybe you can type it, or somebody just type it.
Could you tell me?
You weigh, Nonya and Sukaina as well. Could you tell me how much you weigh? Okay. Now, in the question, we have in the direct question, we have the auxiliary verb do, right? Do you weigh? So how much do you weigh? But with could you tell me, it's like a normal sentence word order. So you don't need the do, and you need the subject and then the verb. Here you have the verb and then the subject, right? So yes, could you tell me how much you weigh? Okay. Good. Does that make sense, Shaheen?
Yeah, I got it.
Great. Okay. Good. So I'm going to give you these questions for homework. Okay, so yes, we do homework in this class, everyone. Well, some people do. Some people are very, very bad and they don't do homework and they get into big trouble in the next class, right? We punish them severely. I'm joking, kind of. Okay, but what I would like you to do is to take a picture of the screen, use your camera, phone, whatever, screenshot, and in the next class we will, we'll go through the questions. So each of these must be made into a more polite question using these phrases and the correct word order. And please don't say, could you tell me your weight? Okay, that's kind of, you could say that, could you tell me your weight? But it's not, I want you to use the subject and the verb, yes? So I want you to use exactly this, but in a polite form, yeah? Okay, so please everyone take a picture of the screen now and we'll go through it next week. Do it for your homework, yeah? I was only joking, I don't punish you if you don't do your homework, but it is a good idea to do it. Okay, right. We don't have, my goodness, this has gone quite quickly, today's session. So we're going to start with the writing. Okay, writing, you have to write a formal letter, usually a letter of referral or discharge. What I'd like you to do here is to say in what order you put each of these things, okay? So for example, the recipient's address will go at the top. Oh, excuse me. I have terrible allergies. Okay, so yes, recipient's address would be number 1. What's number 2, etc., etc. Okay, don't write them in the chat box. Just have a think about them, write them on a piece of paper, whatever, and I'll ask you in a minute. Okay. Okay, who thinks they can do them all? Sakayana, 1 second, let you talk. Hey, Sakayana.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Fiona. I'm Ratna. Sorry.
That's okay?
Yes. Yeah, the first we start with the date.
Yes, so the address first, right?
Yeah, could it be date first?
Yes, actually, it can be either. So you could have the date and then the address, or the address and then the date.
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the greeting.
Yes.
The greeting.
Yeah.
And then the reason, the reason for writing.
Yeah.
And then the main information.
Yeah.
and then the additional information,
Yeah.
and then expected action.
Good.
And then the closer, and then my position, my name and question. Sorry, your name and your question.
Yes. Have we forgotten something here? No. What goes here in between number 3 and number 4?
We do put regarding the patient name.
Yeah, regarding, exactly. So yeah. And then so we kind of forgot that bit, but that goes, yeah. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
Well done. Our reference it had here. I wonder why it should have been in there. But everyone, yeah, so well done, Sukaina, thank you.